I knew these two guys, right? They had this standard dog, nice size standard dog. You can look at this dog and tell it came from good lines. And both of them was getting ready to breed this dog. It was a boy dog. They took this standard dog and they bred that dog to another standard dog. That dog had beautiful puppies. Everybody said they was beautiful puppies. And the guy looked at his friend and he said, "Don't you think these puppies are beautiful?" And his friend said, "No." He said, "What you mean?" He said, "Well, I thought they would have came out a little smaller." He said, "How you think these dogs gonna come out a little smaller by the way we bred them?" The guy looked at him and said, "I just don't know." And he turned around and he left. Later on, he went and found him a pocket dog. He went and found him a little pocket female dog. He came back and got that standard dog and he bred that dog to that pocket female dog. The dog had puppies and the puppies grew up. And the guy looked at his dogs and said, "But your dogs still look like puppies compared to my dog." And he said, "Yeah, that's how I want them to look. I want them to be small compared to your dog." Right there was division. That wasn't a vision, that was division. So every single time, I would say that you take and breed your dog differently than an American bully was originally supposed to be bred like and look and act and how it was just supposed to be bred. You're dividing yourself from the American bully. You didn't like how it was bred. It was clear division. You got to be mindful right about now in the American bully world. The person that might be waiting for your destruction in this American bully world might be your own fucking kennel partner. Might be the person sitting right next to you. He about to be responsible for everything going wrong for you at your kennel. Because sometimes when division comes, it usually comes from, some form of hatred. You really do. Some form of selfishness along the way. Then you divided yourself. That's how division comes. And that's what makes you take and divide yourself. And you don't want to be a part of what the next man has going on no more. You want your own. It's just like when you guys used to run them rap labels, them record groups. And it never worked. Because every single person over there had a different vision. He wanted to do this thing. He wanted to do that thing. He wanted this sound over here. You wanted that sound over there. Before you know it, you was divided. So now it ain't gonna be no sounds. When you could have just went down the same street one time, and then after you went down that same street, you could have turned around and went down his street one time. Then you could have came back and collabed. That's how it could have been with the dogs. You want to breed your vision? I want to breed my vision. Let's take both our visions and put it into one dog. And make this one dog. But it ain't one dog no more. It's about 101 dogs. It's about 101 bulldogs. 101 bullies. I really do want to know what a bully is nowadays because it's so much division going on that nobody can say they have a vision no more. Everybody's vision is a bulldog with a bully body. If you see a bulldog head on a bully's body, you're going to sit there and say with a straight face, that's not an exotic? If you see a French bulldog head on an American Bully body, you gonna sit there and say with a straight face, that's not an exotic? Because, I mean, let's just be honest. They're out there like that. These dogs are out there like that. Got a complete American Bully body and a complete French Bulldog head. That's an exotic. Once you put that French Bulldog in there, period, should have made an exotic, right? Unless you going on that one thing that the Bully is made up of everything. See, once you put the Bulldog in there, period, it should have been an exotic. This is what I'm saying. They all over the paperwork. All over the paperwork. Exotics over the paperwork. You don't even know if that's the paperwork you're supposed to have. You know, man, these dogs came from Mastiffs. And I'm going to keep on going down the lineage of the dogs. They came from Mastiffs. They are dogs that like to lunge at people. Some of them. If you got heavy Mastiff off in there, the dog will like to lunge at you. If you got heavy Pit Bull off in there, he should be a little nicer, huh? Should be a little nicer. Because, you know, the Pit Bulls aren't people biters like that. You antagonize a Pit Bull, he bites you, he bites you. He's not a watchdog. He's a catch dog. He's a catch dog. He'll go catch something. But that's what the American Bully's supposed to be, right? A catch dog. He'll go catch something. He's not a watchdog. You say you got watchdog in your program, but you still ain't really threw out the watchdog that you got in your program. Because a watchdog is an alert dog. So which one of these alert dogs do you got in your program? That part right there. The alert dog we need to know about. The one you got in your program. But those other dogs, when you see you yourself would not call a dog with an American Bully body and a French Bulldog head, you wouldn't call that exotic. You wouldn't call that exotic. He got an American Bully body and a complete French Bulldog head. You wouldn't call that exotic. What if it was vice versa? He got an American Bulldog body with a complete English Bulldog head. You wouldn't call that shit exotic either? You wouldn't? See, that's division. Because the dog it didn't even have Bulldog. The Bulldog came down the line. They did throw Bulldog up in there later on down the line. But they had already used all these big old dogs first. The Bully is a big dog. It's just a big dog, so we're just going to keep talking about it being a big dog first. And then the evolution of it right now is the changing of the breed with the little dogs. This is the evolution part, right? So how come when you very first saw the Bulldog and the Bully, you didn't kick his ass out the ring? Or did the people from outside, the people that was in the rows, did they see the judges' dogs first and their dogs had Bully in them or Bulldog in them? So they followed the trend. You know, the trend had to start from somewhere, and it started from the high-powered dogs, huh? Because wasn't some dogs disqualified from being in there? Miyagi was once disqualified. Bullseye. You shouldn't have none of those traits. You shouldn't have none of the new traits anyway, because the newer traits, a lot of them, you can just clearly see the Bulldog in there. Don't lie. Don't lie and say you can't see the Bulldog traits clearly in these dogs. And if you see it in there, then you should say it. It's a Bulldog. And then you should say, nope, it's not an American Bully. Because if you don't, now you allowed this dog to breed. He done made a whole bunch of puppies again. Like the Dax thing, the Miyagi thing, the Magoo thing. Well, not the Magoo thing with 200 puppies, right? Yeah, man, when you get to just making explosive dogs. mass breeding your dog, this bulldog, in order for that to stop anyway, in order for the division to stop anyway, it's going to have to start with the registries. Or people are going to continuously constantly breed to this bulldog. There's not going to be no stopping breeding to the bulldog. Not unless it's put on the paper. If your dog even have any bulldog influence, he's getting kicked out. Because the UKC said he's supposed to have a heavy bulldog influence. He's not supposed to have no bulldog influence if he was bred by a mastiff. If he had Cane Corso in him. He's supposed to have a more bull look to him, yeah. Then you put your watchdog in there, and then you put your Alapaha in there for the colors and shit. Well, I don't know. You know, it's not that many Merles out here. So, you know, when it comes to that, the ones who have those dogs, you're the one that did that. Because it's not many of them dogs around. With the Alapaha trait like that everybody just walking around here with a Merle dog, a big ass Merle bully. Nah, not really. Not really. People still have dogs of color. You know what I'm saying? That Merle, it's a nice dog, but you just don't want it on any dog, especially no bully. Especially if the bully ain't just sick like that. He ain't one of them #1 bullies. You just don't want to fuck him up. Even though it's in his traits, you know. I mean, they get to talking about you have to put 2 dogs together to make one trait. Put 2 of them old school American bullies together and you're going to get some shit. You're going to get some shit because they throw what's in them. Amstaff, Mastiff, like a motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Really, you know what I mean? You can name a lot of dogs that were in the old school dog, but a lot of those dogs that you name is just going to be part Mastiff. They were big dogs. American Bully was a big dog. That's how it was. It was a big old dog. It was designed to be big. It wasn't designed to be no little small dog to sit on top of your bed and rest on your cover. They're pretty dogs. Trust me. And sometimes when you and your kennel partner don't agree, because you know, it always happens like that. The person that's going to bring you down on the fall, because the fall will come. There will be a time in American Bully history for all you young cats, and even some of the older cats, you know what I'm saying, that it will come, the time will come where everybody will fall. Somebody, you know what I'm saying, is going to fuck up something, and it's just going to fall. It's going to fall right down. Somebody going to go outside the line, going to breed to a different dog, create their own line, and run with it and forget about you. Your dog that you breeding right now will become the old dog. His dog will become the new dog, and that's the split right there, which causes division. It don't cause the vision that you have. It causes division from you and your friend. Be careful, man, because sometimes your friend might be the one that fuck you over. No shit. That's kind of hard to say in the bully game, but you can't trust nobody when it comes to money, because the reason that you breeding a dog is for some bread. You're not really taking care of these dogs because you give a fuck about them. You know what I'm saying? You really not. You know what I'm saying? You really don't care about the dog like that. Some of y'all do, but some of y'all don't. The ones that do, you see them taking their dogs all across the world. Going to go do big things with their dogs. And if you know what I'm saying, if they're not doing big things with their dogs all across the world, then they'll be at least taking them out to the park, showing plenty photos of this dog, you know, showing this dog having a whole lot of fun, being a family dog, instead of every time you see him, you know what I mean, the dog is tied up or in a box. And you gonna sit there and try to make me believe that you care about these dogs. If you really care about your dog, you know what I'm saying, that's not something that you would have to show somebody. I care about my dog. She outside right now, and I ain't really showing you her. I show you her when I want to, but she outside. She not chained up either. She doing her thing. She outside. You gotta be mindful of the situations you put yourself in with these dog breeders. Y'all know y'all putting yourselves in these situations for money. Dogs come up really, really in some bad situations when it come down to the bread. You might come up in a bad situation when it come up to some bread, for real. I had to see who that was. Really might. This is real dog stuff that I like to talk about, right? And no matter what, Face the Bully gonna remain a dog channel strictly for the American bully. Right now, it's a little frosty outside, so ain't nobody trying to do too much movement outside, especially around here. Usually I like to go outside and talk and film. But when I bring it, I just want to come with a little bit of historical history on the dog, because everybody got fire, and I'm just tired of the fire. Somebody got to have a bullshit dog. Even if he's fire, he still got to be bullshit. And the reason I say that is because the dogs that you got these dogs from, they're catch dogs. They should be out catching things. They shouldn't be looking all pretty like girl dogs now. They just getting prettier and prettier and prettier. I know what we breeding for. We breeding for the money. Designer dogs. Who can make the best designer dog? Who can make the best designer dog? Which one of us? I see a lot of dogs out there, but they all come from Frenchie, and they are designer. You just gotta know how to breed that Frenchie. Some of us don't know how to breed the Frenchie. But I'm telling you, that's where it's coming from. You're a designer. Gotta be mindful. Person that's just right there, man. Is it your vision or division? You gotta figure that out. When you do, let me know. Right here on Face the Bully.